How's it going, everyone? In my last video I talked about Saab WIS, which is basically an online database of sorts with a bunch of instructions on how to fix your Saab, mostly related to the 9.5 and the 9.3. And I got a lot of good feedback on that video, and I figured today I want to take it one step further and talk about some other resources that you can use as a Saab owner when your car breaks and you need help fixing it. Because WIS is a great resource, but there's also some other great resources as well, and I feel like I end up recommending these Facebook pages and these forums I'm going to talk about to probably like a dozen people a week. So I figure I'll throw it all in one video, try and be as comprehensive as I can in mentioning every, Facebook group that I know of that's good and every forum that I know of that's good. Mostly pertaining to those in America, so I'm sorry for those of you in Europe. Some of this might not necessarily apply to you. But with that being said, let's go ahead and get started. So there's going to be two really major sources that I'm going to be talking about in this video to where you can get specific help on your car. The first one being Facebook groups and the second being forums. Now, I personally think Facebook groups are better, and the reason why I say that is because all of these Facebook groups I'm going to be showing you, and this isn't even scratching the surface of all the Saab Facebook groups out there, this is just some of the bigger ones. The Facebook groups are active, so you can post in them, and some of these forums, I mean, not to say that they're not active, but they're not as active as they once were, so you might not be able to get necessarily a response as fast. So if you don't have a Facebook account for whatever reason, I would highly recommend making one. But the first one that I have up here is Saab Turbo Club of Sweden, and this is probably one of the bigger pages out there. You can see right off the bat we've got some Swedish. So this is a worldwide page. And the other great thing about these Facebook groups is you can get inspiration for your car, or you'll see posts of people with similar cars, and you see something that you just get inspired. I don't know. But you'll also see that a lot of this stuff is just asking for help, as we see a picture of. That's pretty funny. So there's just one of them. That's one of the bigger ones that I recommend, especially if you're over in Europe. You can see a lot of it's in Swedish, but there's also some English as well. So it's kind of a, I guess, multilingual group. Saab Nuts is literally the same thing. Personally, I don't really use these worldwide groups very often, just because I feel like you can get better help if you're in the US by posting in US specific groups. But that's just me. This is another great resource as well. I mean, you can see people just posting, asking about fuses or whatever. Occasionally you'll come across the good meme. I found some good Saab memes and other car-related memes on these Facebook groups as well. So, ooh, there's an NG95 convertible. That would have looked sick. Staying on topic though, Saab Global Initiative. This one is, I guess, similar as well. There's almost 15,000 members in this one, so another great choice. Those are kind of like the three international ones that I'm a part of, I guess. But going over to the US, I think there's two really good ones in terms of like including all Saab models, because I'm going to talk about some Facebook groups that are more specific to certain models, and then you also have Facebook groups specific to different localities, which I'm not going to talk about, because you have like Saab Club of New England, California, Arizona, Georgia, Virginia. So if you are, if you're looking for local help, then I would definitely try finding if there's a group near you, because chances are there probably is. But Saabs of America is, of course, a countrywide group. You can see it's the same as the other groups, it's just all America. So it's another Saab meme right there. But it's just, it's a good way to post for help and, post like little projects that you're doing on your car. It's just a great way to stay active in the community, and really, like I said, what this video is about, it's a great way to get help for your car as well. And I figure while I'm on the subject, before I forget this, if you are going to post in a Facebook group for help, there's a couple things that you need to include in your post, because people do this online and they get ripped apart because they don't do this. So some of the things you're going to want to include in your post are: one, the year. You're going to want to include the model. You're going to want to include the engine or the trim level. And you're going to want to include the transmission. Just basic information about the car, so that way people who are trying to help you can know what's wrong. And another great function of these groups that I would recommend, maybe before even posting, is just searching, because chances are someone else has had the same problem as well, and there's going to be threads. There's so many threads on these groups that you could probably find an answer without even having to post something. So Saabs of America is a great one. Saab Owners USA similarly as well. Just another good resource, nationwide group. Someone put a BSR intake on theirs, nice 900. Another meme. Another meme. I mean, there's some good memes in these groups, guys. So those are kind of some of the good, like, entire Saab community groups, I guess. But then you can get down, you know, if you have a 9.3 and you want 9.3 help and you want to ask in a 9.3 oriented group, then you can join a group like Saab 9.3 Owners. This is another great resource. Again, there's 10,000 members in this one, so pretty good. I would definitely recommend joining some model specific groups as well. You have Saab Tuner Performance. This is a great one to go to if you're looking for any sort of modification help, like you want to know what intercooler should I put in my car, which, by the way, I would probably just search the group for that because people are loaded with their opinions on which one's best. DO88's the best, by the way. So then you also have some more model-specific ones like the NG95 connection. I got added to this one. I didn't leave it because, I mean, why would I leave this? I just think it's a cool group. It's interesting to see what's going on in the NG world. And then you have Saab Turbo X Club. Of course, I joined this one. So this one's pretty cool, all Turbo X stuff. And people, you know, people ask me, where can I find Turbo X wheels or exhaust tips or a spoiler or a steering wheel? I would recommend joining this group, but there's also another group that, well, this is meant mainly for Turbo X owners, but there's also another group that you can join. I'll go ahead and go right here. I'll skip up the 2.8 Alliance. That's another solid one. That's for, you know, the 2.8 V6 cars. Saab Parts Finder North America is a great place to find parts secondhand. People are posting not only cars for sale, but different wheels. Like you have a nice set of Klingon wheels. These are very nice wheels. I like them. I wish they were 18 and not 17. But you see you got Klingon wheels for sale, ABS module, you know, a full car for sale. So this is a great group just to join just right off the bat, just because you can find just about anything for sale. So that's really a good solid chunk of Facebook groups. I'm going to link all these websites, all these Facebook groups in the description so you can go check them out yourself if you for some reason don't know how to use the search function on Facebook. But if there are other groups that you use personally that you want to add, make sure to comment those down below and drop a link as well so other people can check it out. But now I want to talk about Saab Forums, and I just did a generic Google search here and I pulled up a few. Saab Central is probably the best one to go to. You can search just about anything, like if your Saab's got 2004 Saab 9.3 P0101, you're going to search that in Google and I guarantee you the first thing to come up is going to be a Saab Central forum. So you can either, of course, search on Google, that's another great way, or you can just go directly to the forum and search, and you can read threads about, you know, it's supposed to be this, but it ended up being this, and it's just very useful to read from people who have already had the problem, and then you can kind of troubleshoot it by yourself and figure out, you know, exactly what's wrong. Saabnet as well has some forums on it. They also have some great cars for sale. If you're ever looking for like enthusiast-owned Saabs for sale, definitely check out the Saabnet classifieds, because that's where I found my Turbo X, and that's where you find a lot of the really good Saabs for sale. Also, we have Saab World. I've never really used many of these forums, so I don't know too much about them. Like I said, I just like to use the Facebook groups because while not everyone is helpful on there, there are enough helpful people to make it worth posting something on there when you have a problem. Saab Scene, I guess, is another one, and I know that there's more forums out there, like I said, so drop any additional ones below in the comments. That's really all I've got for today. Not much in terms of content for the channel. We do have an arrow lip sitting over there that is finally painted to go on my mom's 9.3 Arrow, so hopefully that'll get done the same day that you're seeing this video, because it'll take like 2 minutes to do. And I guess in terms of the Turbo X and the 2.0, not much really. I still have a mod that's supposed to be coming for them, but it's been getting delayed. You know, it's whatever, stuff happens. So that'll get here when it gets here, and then you guys that have paid attention in the past probably already know what it is. Also, let me know what you think about filming in this location, because I used to film like inside behind a blank wall, and I figured coming out here would be like a little bit better because you have an actual Saab in the background as opposed to nothing. And the audio, I guess, isn't too bad in here. So let me know what you think about filming more videos out here in the future. But with that being said, if you enjoyed today's video, give it a thumbs up. I'll see you guys next time.